Rolling. What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of the Flex and Rant show, man. There's been so much going on this week, man. Let's not waste any time. That Newcastle win.
Yeah.
I'll say firstly, it was like a way of not pulling the wool over my eyes anyway.
Yeah.
Like, there was so much wrong with that performance up until the 70th minute, which is where we saw us just throw the kitchen sink at it.
Yeah.
It looked like exactly, like everyone just going at it. The ball was getting in quick to Pogba, but he was trying to be on the ball, feed it quick to Martial. Matter changed the game. Yeah. But the question I'm going to pose to you is, and you guys, if we're 0-0 at half-time in that game...
We don't see that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't
Do we see that was what I was going to ask.
We don't see that, of course not, bro. And, as I've said numerous times, is when we've got no other option but to throw the manager's tactics out the window and just go hell for leather, that's when we look decent. Do you know what I'm saying? We've seen it City second half. And we've seen so many false dawns like that where people say, have we turned the corner? And then we go back to the usual crap the next game, bro. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not fooled by it. Like, I'm buzzing. Like, you saw, like, I vlogged that game. And, bro, like, the emotions. 2-0 down after 10 minutes.
What was he really thinking at that point? I'll say how I felt in a minute. But what was you thinking after the first, then after the second, then at halftime? What was genuinely going through your head?
I was thinking, if I was a local, I'd have gone home, bruv. I'm not even going to lie.
It's only because it would have taken you too long to get home.
Bro, because I was thinking, what is this? Like, do you know what I mean? It's a joke. The way we set up was negative anyway. Like, loads of people, like, it's great. It was an amazing comeback. But Newcastle are crap, guys. Do you know what I mean? And we made them look good. They were rubbish. Like, we set out and showed them way too many respect. We don't need to play 3 centre mids against Newcastle at home. There's no need. Do you know what I mean? Those are the kind of teams you play an extra attacking player against. And I think we invite pressure by setting out negatively in the first place. And it's not just the shape that's negative, it's the mindset of the players that's negative because they're too scared to make mistakes.
I mean, I was looking at like one pattern of play in that first half. It was on the left-hand side and Luke Shaw had the ball. He had Martial sort of just ahead of him. Lukaku was trying to get involved. They were trying to like make a triangle. And I was just looking at all three of them. And I just thought, why did they just look clueless? Like, they're all looking at each other, like not knowing where to go, when to pass it. Lukaku didn't know whether to stick, to twist. Even if it does go to him, it's probably not going to stick. Like, and I was just looking at it thinking, like, it's the coaching.
It's
like,
terrible.
Even when Newcastle got the ball, and they're a poor side.
But they were breaking on us.
They were breaking on us.
Like, everyone knew where they were meant to go, and you saw.
And every team that we play seems to be able to have that apart from us.
Even teams like Wolves, Watford, you watch them, bruv. Them man have got an attacking shape, an attacking, like, philosophy. Like, we don't have that, innit? So...
Every attack's like a freestyle. Like, that's what I was saying to one of my other friends the other day. I was like, it's like we turn up to a rap battle ready to freestyle and we just die because we got no lyrics, no bars.
And the other guys got their bars memorized and ready to just smash us to bits.
They got a producer, they got a whole setup, they got a songwriter for them, and they just blow us out of the water because it's like we literally turn up just trying to freestyle and not having the answers. But that second half though, them changes that Jose made them, I saw a couple of reports saying that Pogba was trying to suggest substitutions to Mourinho. I don't know how true that is.
I don't believe newspapers most of the time, but you could see that Pogba wanted it. Like, you know what I mean? He was giving away professional fouls, throwing in slide tackles. He was playing deep. He was picking the ball up off the centre-backs and playing it out. He was running it out.
Second half, he was in. There was like a back three that were just there, and he was just picking up the ball.
He was playing in a triangle, like, in front of Matic and Smalling, bruv. Like, he took the onus on himself to drag us out of that game. So anyone that says that Pogba doesn't try, Pogba doesn't care about the club, well, there's some humble pie for you, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Because Pogba done that for us, and he done that for himself and his teammates. He didn't do it for the manager. I think it's clear, innit? And like, you saw the players played for the badge. Like, there's only so much credit you can give the manager because they didn't do it for him, bruv. Like,
you don't think there was a hint?
No, bruv. You know when players do it for the manager and they know their manager's under pressure. Who ran over to celebrate with Jose when we scored the third goal? Who ran over to celebrate with him when we equalised? No one, bruv. Do you know what I mean? I've seen Jurgen Klopp get his glasses broken how many times?
For a 1-1 with West Brom at home.
For a 1-1, blood. You see, when you're playing for your manager, that's what happens, innit? Them guys were playing for us. And you saw how Pogba stayed out. He gave his shirt to one of the fans and that. Like, he done that for us, man. He's an academy guy and he's one of us, bruv. So a lot of the shit that he gets is unwarranted. And he's shown that he did that for the badge. You know what I'm saying? That, like, there's no disputing that him and the manager don't get on.
Well, that's 100%. Like you said, there's definitely, we know this. There's definitely don't. enjoy each other's company, less fair to say. But then the other players who come on, so you're looking at Mata and Alexis and Fellaini, they all done well. They all done well. You can't, and, you know, is that the players just literally freestyling it then and saying, like, let's just, like you're saying, throw hell leather after, like, let's just go for it? Or is that something that they could have worked on in training in terms of, right, if we are going to go for it, this is what it looks like? Or you think that was just what a product of what happened when you fling everyone on?
It was the emotion. The crowd got up, man. Like they were just rocking. The place was rocking, bro. Like even at 2-0.
Old Trafford, the fans in the stadium, they done their part in it because when we went 2-0 down, everyone was up on their feet saying, United, come on, let's do this. And that shows that, you know, the support is obviously unrivaled. We're the biggest club in the world. That is never going to die, the support.
Amazing support.
But it wasn't all for Mourinho, was it? There was a lot of people chanting Mourinho.
Yeah, there was, you know, some of them in the Stretford, but
and the singing section by the corner flag.
But I'll tell you what, they got behind the boys, innit? And Mata, what a difference someone with a footballing brain that moves the ball quickly makes. Not every day 6-foot athletes sometimes just get good footballers on the pitch.
And he was playing centrally.
And pulling strings. That's what Juan Mata gives you. Our biggest problem is we move the ball too slowly. Juan Mata plays 1 or 2 touch football, and it makes such a difference. He was carving people open. That free kick was a peach. That was a world-class free kick.
It was, like you said to me, how did he manage to get it up and over the wall, like with that distance? Yeah.
And that's the man that should be playing for us, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
But maybe not as a right winger.
Not as a right winger. Like, he should be our creative linchpin. Like, you know what I mean? He needs to be in that 10. Him or Jesse, I like to see floating in and around the front man, because they've got these little cute passes, the give and goes, and they both like to make the third man runs and get into the box. How many times you see Mata drifting? Look at the bicycle kick he scored against Liverpool, drifting into the box. How many times you seen him jump in?
He's able to create space. He's so smart, like on and off the ball.
Him and Jesse do that. Do you know what I mean? I feel like at home against a team like Newcastle, we can play 2 centre mids and play a creative number 10. Why can't we play a number 10? Why are you playing 3 centre mids? And that's what it is. It's the mentality that we have to deal with Newcastle at home. They should be dealing with us.
And I think that's the biggest thing about this. There's a lot of people who are saying be positive. You know, we've won the game, and even in my review, I didn't want to. It's hard because we experienced a little bit of the old feeling of Old Trafford, especially for the last 20 minutes. It was very much like, oh my God, like this was sick. Like this is what I want to see. But you have to look at things on a bigger perspective.
Because we've been there before.
Exactly. And I couldn't help but think, nah, man. Nah, this is Newcastle. I'm sorry to offend Newcastle fans, but we're lucky that they were shit. Yeah, we are. We are so lucky, bro. And as I said, we've been there so many times before. First half at Tottenham. Remember Rashford's 2 goals against Liverpool, and we thought we turned the corner. Man City second half, we thought we turned the corner. So many times we thought we turned the corner. When we beat Arsenal at the Emirates, Millie Rock thought we turned the corner, bruv. We didn't. Do you know what I mean? How many times? We just stay on the same road. We never turn the corner. We never turn the corner, fam. Do you know what I mean? We get to the corner and we just start reversing, fam. Like that's what happens all the time. So, reverse round the corner. I'll type people in their driving test. That's basically what it is. Failure, innit? But that is it, innit? So that's what we're doing. So as much as like loads of people are getting carried away from the result, actually, when we analyse the fact that we started Scott McTominay, and then he took off Eric Bailly and played Scott McTominay centre half, it makes you think. It still didn't work. Yeah, it makes you think that, hold on, bro. Like, you signed 2 centre backs, you took one off, and the other one you signed was on the bench, and you didn't bring him on. You played a centre mid there instead. So again, that comes down to man management and the confidence. And in the end, they ended up taking Scott off because he was crap. Yeah, exactly. Even he thought, nah, you have to come off, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like, bruv, how did you not know he was crap before? Yeah. I could have told you and saved your substitution, bruv. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's all a bit mad. So like, I'm over the moon with that result, bruv. You know what time we got home? You know what happened? The trains weren't running back to London from Luton, where we wanted to go back. So we had to drive back to London from Manchester, drop you to get 3 a.m. Yeah, I got home at like 3:30, and then I had to edit my vlog and render that. Yeah, so I was up till like 3:30, bro. And I got on the train up at 11 o'clock, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So, understand, no one's happier with that win than me, blood. Because if I was chilling there and we got pumped 3-0 by Newcastle, and then I had to do that journey, it would have killed, man. And let's make no mistake about it. The reason why, like, I wasn't overly happy, like, I was happy with the result, obviously, but when I'm dissecting it, let's look at it this way. They had a chance before half-time with that header. Yeah. Should have been 3-0. Yeah. When we got it to 2-2, Diame had a free header. Could have gone 3-2 to them. Yeah. So it still wasn't. it was too early to say that. And then and on top of that,
made a couple good
De
saves.
Gea made some good saves. John Joe Shelby, like he patted that away. That was a wicked save. And for me as well, I need to see. I'm just going to say it now to save me saying it every time we have like maybe one good game here and there. I need to see 10 to 15 games to start of positivity in the way we play for me to say we've turned the corner. Because even if we because even if we do what we done last year, because we finished second last year, even if we did what we done last year, which was playing crap, but then like we get the little 1-0, I'm still not convinced that that's enough to make us challenge for the top honours. So for me to say, like to ever give proper credit to Jose, I would have to say, do you know what? Nah, Rants, and you can't say that because it's been 10 games now where we've put teams to the sword. We're attacking. It's 15 games now. It's this. We're now third and we're only 4 points up. Do you know what I mean? For me to see that, I'd have to see that. And that's why I can't just wipe that under the carpet in terms of, but we won the game, that's all I'm focusing on, because I can't. There's been too much wrong.
We can't do that.
Prior to that.
Like, we haven't played no one this season. Do you know what I mean? And already, like, we should.
And as soon as we did, we played Tottenham and got slapped 3-0.
We should be top of the league, really, with who we've played.
Yeah.
Like, we should be.
But people are laughing at, you look at Arsenal. They've like won 9 on the bounce now.
But you see
they're just beating the teams that they should. They're just beating the teams they should.
The difference a new manager makes, bruv, and the whole atmosphere there.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, bruv.
They're singing, "We got our Arsenal back."
Yeah, like what? You see what I'm saying?
After 9 games.
But there you go, innit? But it's 9 games of playing football the right way, and even if like the 2 games they lost, they were supposed to lose. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
But all the other ones, they've been fine. Do you know what I'm saying? Our problem is losing the games we're meant to win.
Exactly. It's the problem. That's the problem. The people that we've lost to is definitely
we ain't played
people
no one yet. Do you know what I'm saying?
And we're about to right now. So this little period coming up,
lunchtime.
Do you expect to see? So we saw us throw the kitchen sink at that game.
Yeah.
Attacking football, great. Are the players? There's 2 sides you can look at this. Are the players going to look at that performance, that comeback, should I say, and say, "Look what we did, guys. Let's go and do that again as a group of players." Or will they be instructed, especially going away to Chelsea, which there's certain bits you can understand, you got to be cautious of.
We're parking it, bruv. We have to park it. You know the ones. Remember when we were on a great run and then we went to Anfield and we stunk the place out and then we didn't recover. Yeah. We didn't recover from that, man. Like I just think like we can't go to Chelsea and play football. No. We can't.
Well, Pep even went to City and changed his tactics. Like he even said it after the game. So I think this Chelsea game's kind of like a weird one because it's like if we go back to playing negative football.
No, I feel like we have to for that game.
Yeah.
Like
not negative, but like counter-attacking football, cautious football.
Against the top teams, I will never, like even
you can't criticize
Salek done it, man. Do you know what I mean? We went one up front and played Jason Park as the extra man in the midfield. Do you know what I mean? We did it. Or Darren Fletcher played on the right wing. Do you know what I mean? Because we
for the solidarity. Yeah.
Bruv, I understand that against the top teams. It's against these little teams that we should be slapping.
Wolves, Derby,
all
Brighton,
over the gap.
Newcastle.
Bruv. We should be disrespecting them when they come to our ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They should be terrified.
Like you said, take out a defender, put an attacking player.
They should be 2-0 down at half time, thinking, you know what, guys, we need to bring on an extra centre half.
Yeah, damage limitation.
That's what we should be doing to teams. And we have the players. We shown it, bruv, against Newcastle. Like, if we had an extra 10 minutes, bruv, we could have put another 3 in, man. They were rocked. Do you know what I'm saying? And we have the players. So, like, the players have been getting a lot of stick, but they've shown that when they're let off the leash, these guys can be devastating, man. I'm
going to throw it in there because sometimes I like to arch Rants the obvious because I don't know, his reactions make me laugh. But for the fans at home, is it still Mourinho out? It's not like he's going to change.
It's Mourinho out, fam. Like,
I'm basically wasting camera time.
It's Mourinho out. He's not going to change. He's not going to change who he is.
What if we go and beat Chelsea, then we beat Juventus, and then you start to see...
Don't matter. It doesn't matter for me because it's too far gone now. You know what I mean? We're out the League Cup. Realistically, the only thing that I could see us winning this season. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not in it no more. And I just feel like too many bridges are already burnt, innit? I'm looking at the team morale. I'm looking at our best players. Our best players are Pogba and Martial, our best attacking players. Our best outfield. No one can argue that. We saw that in the game.
They are.
We saw that in the game, and Jose was on to Martial all game, bruv. Like I sit right by the dugout. He was onto him. Martial just scored, screaming at him, and Martial's just like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to play the game, leave me alone kind of thing. It's like, why are you screaming at me? Like, there's another 10 man on the pitch, but you're just in my ear all the time. Do you know what I mean? And Martial was having a very good game. The only player trying to do things I mean, why don't you scream like Lukaku like that, bro? He didn't do nothing. Man just stands there pointing him behind. He wants everything over the top like he's playing Sunday League, fam. You're supposed to be the focal point for our team.
One-trick pony. That's the next segment of the show.
But you know what he does? He gets the ball, he picks it up, he drives for about 20 meters down the pitch in a straight line, yeah, takes about 2 men out of the game, and then people say, oh yeah, that's what he gives us. But he does that like twice in over a 90-minute spell, and everyone gets excited about that. But you're supposed to be the glue, you're supposed to be the link man. You're not linking, bro. And if you are linking, it's by accident. You know what I mean?
Fumbling the touches.
You know what I mean? Because you're trying to do step overs and leaving the ball behind, and someone else is picking it up, or it's bouncing off, man. Everyone's like, oh yeah, but he could have got 2 assists and that. He chases the odd thing and that, but he's not very mobile, bruv. Like, he's very static up front. He stands there with his arms up.
I feel like
like
he makes the same run a lot of the times. I see him. He kind of, like you said, he waves his hand, like, give me it there. And then when he doesn't get it, it's not like where Aguero or your Kanes, your Iniestas, your Suarez's, etc., will make the second run, the third run. Hernandez was the best at that.
Hold it. They'll come short, hold it, feel the man, play it off, spin off, or they'll come short, play it first time and spin off. He doesn't do that. He wants it short and then he wants it to bounce into him, hold it, this, that. Bruv, you don't get that much time. You don't, innit? He gets the odd time where he fumbles it and bundles people over, but most of the time, it's just not effective, bro. And I think our actual attacking play suffers because of it. Because we can't guarantee that we can build off him, because when we play into him, it's a lottery all the time.
So, he's Jose's favourite boy. We know this. He's undroppable. He's always playing him.
He is.
What is the solution of what you think we should do? What should we do?
I'll drop him, bruv. I'll drop him.
Simple as that.
I'll play Sanchez there. Because Sanchez down the middle is serious, bruv. He's proper attacking. Like, he's mobile. He holds it. Do you know what I mean? I'll play him there. I'll play him there 100%.
And the thing is, you saw when Alexis come on, he was doing bits in a central area. Like, he started on the right and he did well. But then he got his goal from the central area, and we've been screaming like to have him in a more central role.
He scored a header, bruv. The shortest man on the pitch. Scored a header, popped up in the box, bro. Like, if he was playing in the middle, do you know what I mean? You could give man that. Because out wide, he's very predictable. He cuts in early, and then he tries to play passes, but he ain't got that in his locker. He's too far away from the goal, bruv. Like, when he's in and around the box, he's got quick feet. He can shift, get half a yard, get shots off, do all of them things. I'll play him centrally, man. I'll play Mata on the right, and I'll play Martial on the left, bruv, and we're nice. All
right, I'll tell you what then. So if you're looking at an 11 that you think, and formation, that you'd like to see us do, this is one of the tweets that someone put, they want to see us talk about.
Yeah.
What should be the right team? What should be the right formation? What would you go for?
I'd go for
from back to front.
I'd go for 4-3-3 in there, and I'd have Matic, Fred, and Pogba as our 3 in midfield, bro. And then Pereira can come in and out of that, because for me, he's quality, man, and he moves the ball very well. Matic moves the ball way too slow, and he doesn't pass forward enough. But if I did play him, he would play in the deepest. I just want him to win the ball and then just give it simple to the guys that can play football, innit? Because he's not a passer. He's not. He reads the game very well. Like, just win the ball, give it simple.
Like a Mikel.
Yeah, that's it. Just win the ball and give it simple and let the footballers play football.
What about the back four?
The back four, I'll play Bailly and Smalling right now. Like, just on form. Luke Shaw on left. Do you know what I mean? And Delo right back, because Ashley Young's trash at right back, left back, doesn't matter, but he needs to be left back at the hotel. And
you got an assist though.
Yeah, I don't care. You know what I mean? Because bruv,
you might do it in like the odd game here and there, but over a 38 game season.
I mean, if Delo's crossing those balls in, the one that he put on Fellaini's head against Derby, he can do that all day. He's got the best delivery, better than Luke Shaw's even. Do you know what I mean? Luke Shaw at left back, calm. Like, it's calm. Or, do you know what I mean? If you want to change it up, then if you don't trust the defence, you could play 3 at the back as well. But either way, like, for me, Fred has to play because he moves the ball quickly.
Why do you think he's not playing?
Mata has to play.
Do you think he bought him? Do you think Jose bought him?
Yeah, I think Jose bought him.
Because you know there's this talk about like the board buying the players over Jose.
I don't think so. The board don't know nothing about football, bruv.
But is that the problem?
No, but I don't think...
They are buying players, but they don't know shit about football.
They're not buying players. They're just sanctioning players. Like, Jose said straight up, I give Ed a list and he secures the targets.
So Fred was one of them?
He was one of them. He was one of them. Whether he was the first choice is a different situation, because he said I gave him a list of players. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 targets. They probably looked at Fred's age, the price tag, and resale value and said, you know what?
We can work with that.
I like this. But I like the way he plays football, bruv. He's small, he's mobile, he's 2-footed. He's very technically gifted, bruv. He can take corners and free kicks. He's our only true set-piece taker in the squad. Like, he's a proper player, but the only way he's going to get used to the pace of the Premier League is if he plays. Do you know what I mean? And he's not playing at the moment. He's not playing at the moment. He's a quality player.
Josh is just reluctant to even bring him in, and but then at the same time he just keeps saying about, you know, I don't have this and I don't have that. But what I see is a ton of resources there that he's just refusing to use. Like, I don't get that. Like, Lindelof just looks like, we're going to get onto him, but, you know, you bought him and you're just not using him. Bailly's gone backwards after looking good.
Bailly's not playing for him.
Like, his confidence is obviously shot and the relationship doesn't seem to be there. Fred, you get him in, he just don't. Alexis looks like he's gone crap all of a sudden. Like, the powers have been sucked out of him. Like, I do understand, because it's like I said, it's down to coaching, but it's just so frustrating that he keeps moaning like we don't have anything. Rival fans say that our squad's crap and things like that. And as United fans, we know, we're looking at it. There are certain players.
Some of them do.
There are certain players, but there's enough there. There's enough there.
Some of them are looking at our players and thinking, yo, these men are decent. Like, you can't tell me Eric Lamela, and them man are better than the attackers that we got. No. They're not.
They're not better than Sanchez and Martial.
They're not. Like, do you know what I mean? Son's a good player, but I'm not taking Son and Lamela over Martial and Sanchez. Never. Exactly. I don't know anyone that would. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
It depended on what manager you had.
You see what I'm saying? Tottenham would definitely swap them two for R2. Yeah. In a heartbeat, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. But they're playing different football, and I just feel like you're looking at Eden Hazard, prime example. Everyone has given Hazard stick. I said he was the best player in the Premier League. For almost 2 years I've been saying that, and guess what? This is the first time in his career he's playing for an attacking manager at Chelsea. Can't stop scoring. But you lot were laughing saying that he didn't get enough goals before. Why is he scoring more? Because he's playing in an attacking system with an attacking manager. It's that simple, bruv. You get players like Martial, Sanchez and them guys playing for an attacking manager whose first thought is to go forward, express yourself and just have fun. Don't worry. Them man are bagging goals, bruv. You know what I mean? Except when Martial's scoring a goal, he's turning around and the manager's screaming at him, telling him to get back, bruv. Like, do you know what I mean?
It does seem like he can't do no right.
He can't do no right, bruv. He can't do any right. And that relationship is broken down and it's beyond repair. Yeah. And that's why
they definitely care about the club, like the fans, and they want to be.
Martial hits that badge more than any other player I've seen, bruv. When he scores a goal, bruv, he's always hitting that badge.
Even if it's a crap goal or whatever, he just
always Martial, bruv. Loves the club. We sing his name every game, even if he's not on the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying? The fans love him, bruv. He's the closest thing we've got to Ryan Giggs, bruv, since Ryan Giggs left, the way he picks up the ball and just commits players. And Giggsy lost the ball. But who cares, bruv?
Like Martial, some of his decision making, his final balls were poor or just short, like he picked the wrong option. But he was trying. And then he wants the ball again and again and again. And that's what it is. Do you think that in this international break that there is actually a genuine chance he's actually gonna go? Because I don't think there is. I know you kind of said your feelings before. Do you still think that?
I think that if there's someone in place, he's out of here, bruv. I genuinely think that. I think that the prospect of him leaving is very real. I believe that there's people on the board that want him out, but I believe there's people
within the next so imminent. So within the next month or so,
that want him, that don't want him out. I think that is. I think it's down to who's available more than anything. I think it's definitely when, not if. I reckon he's definitely toast. Like, this is his last season regardless. Do you know what I mean? It's just whether they've secured their man, because you know Ed always likes to secure his man before he pulls the trigger.
Do you think they could have sacked him off the back of that result? Like, some journalists and fans are saying it would have been very hard to sack him after the end of that. Could they have?
No, bro, you sacked LVG after winning a trophy, blood. Do you know what I mean? He found out that he didn't have a job regardless of the result. You see what I'm saying? So, and that was a trophy.
Which was the strong rumours before that. Gary Neville's comments. Yeah. For those of you who haven't seen it, make sure you go and check them out. But he was saying that it's a disgrace if it is true that he was going to get sacked regardless of the result. The problem is not with Jose. The problem is with the board. You've got. He said that the tail is leading the dog, basically. Is he right?
The board have a lot to answer to, absolutely. But to say the problem is not with Jose is nonsensical, bruv. Of course it is. It's not completely with him, absolutely not. It's not. But the football that we watch is down to him. The 11 players he chooses to put out is down to him. The fact that we don't have a stable starting 11 or know what our best team is down to him. The fact that we haven't recruited well is down to him, because he's been backed to the tune of over 400 million. So all the things that we care about as fans, because we don't care about the receipts. We don't care about any of that.
It's not my job, mate.
We just care about...
Pay for a season ticket. I want to see goals and I want to see attacking football.
We care about what football we see. We care about why these players, our best players, are not playing. Why our best players aren't playing well. Like, why we're getting spun by shit teams like West Ham? That's what we care about.
Yeah,
Do you know
why
what I
is this happening?
Yeah, like, we don't care
You're with
about
these players day in, day out in
all
training.
the shit
What are we
that you're
saying?
talking about in the boardroom. Man don't care about that. We don't care about revenue. We don't care about nothing. Do you know what I mean? All we care about is why are we not challenging?
But do we need to look more into like the board, because they are like where a lot of these problems are stemming from? Like, do we need to in fact, you know what? Yeah, Jose's the problem, but if we do get rid of Jose, which we will in due course, it clearly looks like that way. I do think there is a good argument, Rants, that like in this current structure, Zidane coming into that, or whoever it may be, whatever manager it is, ain't there a chance that like under this Woodward, who trying to make footballing decisions or saying you can't have this player and not giving the full kind of not full control to the manager, but over the playing squad, ain't there a risk that like under this current structure we could still be effed?
No, but the thing is, yes and no. The thing is, there definitely needs to be a restructure. But my thing is, you give a better attacking coach these players, we see the difference in the football immediately. Look at Chelsea. I mean, they've always been run a dictatorship, bruv. Abramovich brings in man all the time. But then you bring in Sarri, and within 3 months, these men are sourcing, bruv. So if he came to our club, he'd do the same thing because he's got the players. This was a functional Chelsea team that people thought just stunk the place out and were just like a well-oiled machine. And now they're playing champagne football, bruv. So understand, it's down to the coaching. So a lot of our footballing deficiencies are down to the manager. He spent a lot of money. If he gave, as Paul said, he spent more money than Klopp. He spent more money than Klopp. Do you know what I mean? And he's saying he spent more money than Pep. I don't know if he has. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if he has for sure, but I know he spent more money than Klopp.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, our football can't see Liverpool's football, so we could talk about the structure.
So it proves that the theory is that the coaching needs to be good.
Yeah, the coaching needs to be better. We could talk about the structure till the cows come home, but the facts are, I don't believe that in this day and age that managers should have 100% control over everyone that comes in and out, because a manager's life is short-lived in football. So why am I going to let you build a team in your own image and you're only going to be here for 3 years? There should be an image of the club, that you build a team within the image of the club. Do you know what I mean? It's not about you. We shouldn't have allowed Jose to come in and try and turn the club into Inter Milan, bro, or turn it into Chelsea.
And that's where you got to look at the board and say, well, even the last 3 appointments, that's
when you have to look at the board. You're going to let Moyes come in and turn United into Everton, buying Fellaini, and he wanted Leighton Baines as well.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I have to say, I thought that Gary Neville's comments, there's certain things
they were
that
hit and miss.
Yeah, like Gary Neville, like he's an absolute legend of the club, a very powerful figure within the club and the fan base, of course, and rightly so. He's earned that. Yeah. Big respect to Gary Neville. But there were certain bits of what he was saying, and I said, like, I think he stripped Jose of all culpability, and I don't see how you can do that, because of all those points you just raised there. It's not Ed Woodward's fault that you play him at McTominay centre half. It's not Ed Woodward's fault that you don't play attacking football. It's not Ed Woodward's fault that
you're not respecting the heritage of the club.
There you go.
You're not respecting.
It could be his fault in terms of he put you there, but in terms of making those straight decisions, it's not Ed Woodward's fault. And that's what I thought. And I felt like Gary kind of made some people feel that if they weren't going to go into Old Trafford and sing Jose's name, that you were less of a fan. And I didn't really like that. I could have interpreted it wrong. So if Gary does see this and, he wants to give his, say it as it is, then fair enough. Rio Ferdinand
was saying everything that I was saying.
Exactly. And you know what?
Rio
He liked
the thing, and he loves United.
Hold tight, Rio, if you're watching this as well, because Rio liked one of the United stands, one of our tweets that we put out, which was that, because Jose tried to come out and play the victim. Yeah, he tried to say, if it rains in London, it's my fault. If it's a bad Brexit deal, it's my fault. I can understand this manhunt against me. Like, he's trying to play the victim, and I'm sorry. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. Like I said, you're trying to distance yourself from any culpability, any blame from this.
But he does it well, because no one's talking about how shit the football is. No one's talking about all the points I raised about he doesn't know his starting 11. The fact that he's never picked the same 11 like 2 games in a row or something stupid like that, bro. Like, he's still guessing what to do, bro. Nearly three seasons in, like 2.5 seasons in, a man's still guessing. You see what I'm trying to say? But he's deflected all of that away from it, and it's always there's a witch hunt against me. Anyone that manages this club is going to be under scrutiny, because the biggest club in the world, bruv. Deal with it. You said you knew the magnitude of the job that you were coming into. Clearly you don't, because you haven't respected the club. You're talking about certain players don't care in your press conference, and they're not respecting the badge, and no one's bigger than the club. Neither are you, bruv. You're not respecting the club. When man is screaming attack, it's because of that. It's because of that. We shouldn't have to be singing that. You should already know what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't come in here and try and treat the club like there's no identity to it and try to mold it in your own image, bruv. That's not what you were brought in to do. And that is why the club needs a restructure. We need a director of football. We need men that say, you know what, this is the ethos, the philosophy of the team. We're buying players to suit this. So there'll be no Arnautovic's, there'll be no Matic's, and there'll be all these guys.
Because it doesn't fit into what we want.
Yeah, and there'll be none of these Mandzukic's and these dead ballers that we're getting linked with. Do you know what I mean? And Jerome Boateng's and stuff like that. Behave yourself. Like,
so,
do you know what I mean?
Wouldn't it be better then to wait until we can do this all as a package? So would it not be better to maybe wait until the end of the season, even maybe to get rid of Jose, if it meant, and I say if it meant, we could say, okay, right, Ed, you're gone. Here's the director of football. Sit down with this new manager. Let's work on. Would that be better rather than do it now?
I don't think so, because I feel like keeping him, we risk missing out on Europe completely, bruv.
And then we know what the Glazers will think about that.
He had Chelsea 17th, blood, when they sacked him.
That was at Christmas, isn't it?
He's cancerous, bruv. Like, he allows things to get personal. That's the one thing I dislike about him the most, is that, like, with Pep, like, if you're not doing the job that he wants you to do, he'll pull you out. But he don't make it personal.
Like, even with the Sane thing that he's got going on, he's like said he needs to concentrate on his football, and the Mendy thing with the social media. But it wasn't like you're saying, it wasn't deep and personal.
I don't like you. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. I think he doesn't care.
I think he doesn't care. And
questioning professionalism.
But there you go. He starts drawing out. Do you know what I mean? And then he drawing out certain players. He drew out Luke Shaw. He drew out all these guys. Now Luke Shaw's on his nuts because he don't want to get dropped again. But he draws man out and he calls their names. What he done when he tried to throw Martial under the bus, after
West Ham.
The West Ham game. You see what I'm trying to say? He makes things personal, and that cannot be any good for the morale. Like, just having his presence away from these players will free them up to do what they need to do. That's why I think that if we got any chance here of finishing in the top 4, just get rid of him now.
That's a good point, because okay, that's a question I posed to you. There are two sides to that. There's going to be some of you at home who think, yeah, do you know what, that might be a good idea, waiting until we can change the whole package, because if a new manager comes in, we could be stuck in the same position under this current structure. But then you have got to look at it as, we'll be sacrificing Champions League football. Some may say we're not going to win it anyway, but the Glazers will definitely be looking at that. We're going to be sacrificing. It's still early in this season. Let's not forget that we're 9 games in, so we've still.
We shouldn't have lost.
And exactly, we've lost games we shouldn't have lost already. But now, this is not me thinking on cloud 9. But if you're being serious, we're not that far off the top. Like, it's not. Do you know what I mean? If we put a run together, you never know. And if we changed it,
Chelsea away, fam. You know them ones. We got Juventus coming. We got Everton at home, and then I think we got
Bournemouth away as well. Yeah.
Like, but when I look at these games, these are. Forget the Chelsea one, innit, But the other games, they're games that we should say, yo, we should win these. But if you see a man's my vlog before the game, I was like, yeah, it's Newcastle. We should beat those, but I've said this before. That's what I said, but I've said this already a few times this season. And then we were 2-0 down after 10 minutes, bruv. You see what I'm trying to say? So there's no should win games anymore.
No. Like I said, even before, I think it's before the West Ham game, I was like, I don't know where our next 3 points is coming from. Our next win's going to come from. And we had to wait till Newcastle.
Speeding, blood, down the M6, fam. You know them ones there, them 50-mile-an-hour roads, fam. You know what I'm saying? That's where it is. So I don't really know. In all honesty, like, I don't have faith in his ability to manage the squad in terms of personalities and get the best out of them.
I agree.
I don't. I believe that if the right man gets these players, do you know what I mean? We have the squad to at least challenge. We do. Even if we finish 6 or 7 points off the top, we have the squad to challenge, bro. I'm not saying we have the squad to win, but I'm saying we have the squad.
We just need to make a few more tweaks than that to kick on to the next level. But we've definitely got a squad
I think we're about 3 players. I think we're about 3 players away, from challenging, bro. Like, I think it's only 3 players, Like, it's not massive. You know what I mean? We need a proper centre-half. I think that our midfield is good enough, blood. Like, man for man is good enough. Our attackers are good not with Lukaku up front, but I mean, we could play Sanchez up there. Do you know what I mean?
Or maybe bring in a 9.
Sanchez, Martial, Rashford, like, that's not bad. Do you know what I'm saying?
If you get them playing and clicking as a unit,
that's it.
Then they're dangerous. What I will say about Jose, what I think his biggest flaw is, you're talking about the drawing out of people that annoys you the most. The thing that annoys me the most is trying to is his man management, which is kind of the same what you're saying, I suppose, in terms of he tries to, if you're a manager, you have to understand that you have different characters within your workplace. And for me, he tries to treat them all the same. Now, I know there's, like, with equality, you have to treat people the same, but as a manager, you do have to have this acuteness about you that you actually can't treat everybody exactly the same.
Of course you can't.
You know what I mean? You can't.
Remember, like, Giggsy and them lot used to say that Cantona never used to get the hairdryer.
Yeah.
Bruv, he was kicking man in the chest. And literally, like, he was moving mad. Eric Cantona was stamping on people and he never got shouted at once.
Exactly.
By Fergie, because Fergie knew that's not how you get the best out of Eric.
No, it's not.
How you get the best out of Eric is you just embrace his madness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let the beast be free.
Just let him be free and do his fuckery.
There's certain players that you have to put an arm around.
Same with Nani.
There's certain players.
Same with Nani. You knew that you had to put his arm around Nani and tell him how great he was, even when he was having absolute shit.
That's it. Because that's what you just need. And I feel like there's certain players who you just need to leave and act like, even where another man might think the gaffer never talks to me, but some players just want to be left alone to work. Like, keep an eye on them. But do you know what I mean? And I think Jose tries to tarnish everyone with the same brush. And when you do that in management, especially football, you're asking for it. Okay, before we wrap this up, let's talk about these games coming up.
Yeah. International break coming.
International break, obviously. Let's talk about the Chelsea game very quickly and the Juventus game.
Oh, Juventus at home, bro. You know the ones that's a game that I just don't know how I feel, because if the Juventus that are meant to turn up, we could be in trouble, blood. Do you know the ones I'm being honest. Do you know what I mean? Because defensively, I seen against Newcastle, I don't want another. You know what I mean?
We're at 6s and 7s.
Never black and white stripes that just slap man up, because I'll tell you what, if they go 2-0 up, we're not winning 3-2.
Forget it. No way.
You know what I'm saying? So when I look at Juve and they're coming, Ron's playing as well. You got Ron, the baller, them man. Bruv, it's long. Like, it's very long. Matuidi and that, do you know what I'm saying? If they got slow Matic in the midfield and Fellaini with Matuidi running through there, like, it's problems, fam.
Douglas,
do you know what I mean?
And the Douglas probably says
like, I'm trying to be like super positive, but it's Juventus, bro.
So is that okay? That game, in our current situation, Jose's probably still going to be here. Then in our current situation, it's kind of like a free hit. Then really, we're not going to be favourites to win that game. I don't think.
Bruv, just try to get a draw, blood. Like in Champions League, don't lose your home games. Do you know what I mean? I'll be ecstatic with a win, but I don't.
Jose was celebrating the draw against Valencia.
Bruv, he said, and then Derby County, blood. Apparently, we didn't lose that. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Jose knows how to rub people up.
Bruv, we're undefeated at home, blood. What are you talking about? Man, are undefeated at home, fam. Undefeated. Just remember that. You know what I mean? Penalty shootouts don't count, fam. They don't count. We should just flick a coin at the end of the game.
Look at the positive side of things. See?
We should just flick a coin at the end of the game. Penalty shootouts don't count. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, isn't it? So,
Chelsea, are we going to hold smoke off them? Or is there a chance that, you know what? The players could think that.
Jose
you know what?
knows how to do a job against Chelsea, bruv. Like, he knows, innit?
He hasn't recently. We've lost.
He hasn't. You know what I mean? He done the whole man Mark Hazard thing one time.
Which is at our ground.
One time my man got sent off, Herrera, and Hazard done him with the cuteness. And then the second time he done them. However, like, under this new manager, the way they're bopping it, I just cannot see us getting anything, bruv. I'll celebrate a draw like a win, bruv, because I can't see us getting anything from the next 2 games, if I'm honest. And it feels shit, bruv, to be supporting United. Thinking that we're at home against Juventus, blood. A man have gone to Turin and won. You know the ones there. And we're at home. And I don't see us winning, bro. I don't even see us getting anything on our own turf. It's like almost like home and away doesn't matter anymore.
Do you lot think there's a chance we could get anything out of them next 2 games? Don't want to stand here and keep being pessimistic, but you're looking at it and it looks very difficult to see. I hope that we're standing after the 2-week international break. Me and Rants will be at that game. I hope we're standing there in the fan cams going, wow, we just didn't see that coming. Fair play to the boys. We even want to say fair play to Jose. I want him to get it right. Like you said, I want him to get it right.
Everyone wants him to get it right, but he's not doing it. And you see, the one thing about Italian teams, what they don't really like is when we play a Premiership tempo against them. They don't like
in their faces.
Bruv, that's why
Tackles off the ball.
Arsenal, bruv, when it slapped up AC Milan, remember? And it wasn't even a strong Arsenal team, but they moved the ball quick, bruv. And these guys are used to slow football where it's more like a game of chess in Italy and it's more tactical. When you go hell for leather and you run at these guys and you play at a tempo they're not used to, you can hurt them, bruv. But we move the ball so slowly.
Our best bet is we won't cause them any problems.
Our best bet is to go at them, like literally throw the kitchen sink at them, like what we did against Newcastle, and we have a chance.
Should we do that against Chelsea?
We might as well.
You get unpicked at the bridge,
but if we sit back against Chelsea, like, they'll open us up anyway, bruv, because they move the ball well. I think, we're going to have to play on the counter-attack. I could probably see the manager going free at the back, and I would.
Yeah.
I would, because I'd take a point
at
Stamford Bridge, go free at the back.
What do you lot think? What should our formation be against Chelsea? And even Juventus, what's your score predictions? Are we going to get anything out of them games? Rants doesn't think so. And I can't see us. Maybe a draw out of one of them games, I think, but I can't see us winning them two at this precise moment. I hope I'm wrong. But, you know, it's going to be an interesting next couple of months. I think Gary Neville definitely bought Jose some time. I think that win bought Jose a few more games. But we could be in a month's time, if we lose to Chelsea and then Juventus, then we got I think someone at home. I can't remember who it is. Everton at home. That's it. You know, tough games. So we could be looking at it, and we could be back to square one again.
Very tough games, brother. And when you think that we drew with a dead Valencia team, and then if we don't beat Juventus, then that's points dropped. Yeah, very.
Then
early
we have to go to Juventus.
Exactly, and bruv, these are good. Our group's not easy, you know.
Oh, we knew this. Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? We could potentially not qualify from that group. Do you know what I'm saying? If we don't get the right results, because really you want to be winning your home games.
And I think there's a few more crazy results that could swing against Jose's favour, that could make the board act. On the other hand, there are results there that you think, you know, if you can go and win them,
they might think,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? We slap Juventus at home, all of a sudden they're thinking, raw. Like,
we would be thinking that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, even if we beat Juventus, like my mind's already made up, because I know the kind of football I want to see my team play, and I've seen too much unrest between the manager and the players. And for me, like, if you don't have your best players on side, do you know what I mean? Even De Gea's now faffing over a new deal. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's thinking, hold on a minute, look how long I've been here. We're not competing no more. Jose was brought in to help us compete. We're not competing. And we're not even looking good defensively no more. And he's a defensive manager. So if you're not even getting that right, I normally trust you to bring in centre backs.
What are you doing?
What are you bringing in? Like, I trusted him to bring in good defenders, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm thinking, bro, Jose at least gets that right.
Yeah.
Everyone said it. At least he'll be solid at the back. A man at open, man look like an apron, cuz. There's nothing at the back. Nothing at all. Wide open. So it's just one of them things, really. Like the results. It's make or break season for him, bro. It's crunch time for Jose.
It's a make or break for like almost month coming up, you know. We're gonna wrap it up there. It's been a good long show today, man. I had a lot to talk about. Yeah. Again, keep getting at us. Get at us on Twitter. I'm FlexUTD on all the socials.
Yes, at Rants and Bants on Twitter and Instagram, man. Add that up.
Add the United Stand as well, United Stand TV on Instagram. And make sure you get us on Twitter as well. We'll see you guys same place next week.